I'm Kendra Cook, your host for the DCTV Daily News program out of Dove Creek, Colorado, Monday through Fridays. The Dolores County Broadcasting Network is the producer of DCTV with support from the Southwest Colorado TV Translator Association. That's the Special District Association that's responsible for bringing the area free-to-access TV stations over the air by antenna. This is a community TV station, so if there's a news story or event information that you would like to share, call us. 970-677-4119 is the number. And if you're a business or organization, we welcome you to find out about sponsorship opportunities for banners or video segments run on the channel. This is the Wednesday program for July 29th, 2020. DCTV Daily News. This report by the Journal involves a tough incident for the Cortez and Montezuma law enforcement community during these intentionally chaotic times of looking at our police departments and sheriff offices and overall laws and constitution as to how to maintain a civil state of community on a local, state, and national level. Difficult times to navigate the best as humanly possible, as is said. The article reads that Montezuma County Sheriff's Deputy Donnie Mac Brown has been arrested and charged with domestic violence and harassment. That, according to the Cortez Police Department and 22nd Judicial District Attorney Will Furse. Brown was arrested Sunday evening at his home on Cherry Street. That, according to a Cortez Police Department arrest affidavit. According to witness reports, Brown was intoxicated when he got into an altercation with his wife, who was attempting to prevent him from possibly driving away. Brown tried to leave the home after his wife told him to not hold the grandchildren because he was intoxicated. While she and a family friend who works for the Colorado State Patrol tried to prevent him from opening the garage door, Brown allegedly twisted his wife's wrist and pushed her onto a box in the garage, according to the report. A witness stated that the couple argued and Brown pushed her inside the home and attempted to force open a door of a bedroom where the family had retreated. Brown's wife took the car keys and fled the home with her kids, grandchildren, and the family friend, leaving in the friend's Chevy truck. Officers from the Cortez Police Department found Brown sitting on the porch of his home. He claimed he had been assaulted by his wife and best friend, according to the affidavit, and that he had planned to leave on foot but wanted his keys. Brown then emptied his pockets, stood with his hands above his head, and said, "Go ahead." Brown was later arrested. Police interviewed Brown's wife and other witnesses after finding them parked at a nearby church. No serious injuries were reported. When questioned about the alleged assault, Brown's wife could not answer, according to the report. She said, quote, "He's never done anything like this before, and I do not want this to ruin his career." Brown has been charged with harassment, a Class 3 misdemeanor, and domestic violence, a misdemeanor, said District Attorney Furse. No other arrests were made. Montezuma County Sheriff Steve Nowlin said that Brown turned in his badge and firearm and was put on unpaid administrative leave pending an internal affairs investigation. A protection order now prohibits Brown from contacting the alleged victim and requires that he not possess weapons or drugs. He is subject to sobriety monitoring as part of pre-trial supervision. Brown spent one night in jail. He appeared in court on Monday and bonded out, Nowlin said. Brown has a pre-trial court date of August 17th. Nowlin said Brown has been with the department 7 or 8 years. He started out as a detention officer, then became certified after passing peace officer standards and training or post, and was hired on as a deputy. In 2018, Brown was involved in the 2 job-related problematic incidents, one of which led to disciplinary action. In August, Brown was disciplined last year after he entered an unlocked classroom on the Dolores School's campus during a security check and, using his hand to simulate a gun, pointed a finger at the teacher and said, "You're dead," in front of students. Nowlin said Brown was docked pay, put on probation for 8 months, took communication training, and was taken off the Dolores town beat. Do you guys remember when, if a child in school had his bread cut out as a gun or pointed his finger, there was disciplinary action for children? Now the riots, I guess any hand gestures are possible. But I digress. Earlier that month, in August, Brown was also mounted on his horse patrol during Escalante days when his horse kicked and injured 2 children. Nowlin said that witnesses reported the horse kicked backward, and after the children were roughhousing near the horse, and one had allegedly hit it with a plastic hammer. Family members disagreed with the report and stated the horse should never have been in the area where kids were playing. One child was hospitalized with a head injury and the other suffered an abrasion. Nowlin said that Brown was not disciplined, but procedures were changed as a result of that incident. Mounted patrol are no longer allowed to enter a crowd unless needed for a specific police action. Also, horses standing together must stand head to tail so each officer can observe what is happening behind the other. Again, the job of any type of officer is a difficult one on many fronts, and there are many sides to every story. We'll have more on law enforcement stories in just a bit. Right now, let's take a look at the local weather through this weekend. And so ends the most recent monsoons. Hopefully, that's not all the rain we will get through the end of summer, but the outlook for the next 5 days is sunny, 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 and sunny. Today, sunny with a high near 87 degrees, light southeast winds at 5 to 10 miles an hour, shifting northeast. Tonight, clear and a low around 59. For Thursday, again sunny with a high near 89 degrees, east-northeast winds 5 to 15 miles an hour, shifting north-northwest in the afternoon. Thursday night, clear and a low around 57. And right now, it's looking Friday to look for another sunny day with a high near 91, and watch for those light and variable winds, intermittent with some gusts as high as 20 miles an hour. Any possible smoldering lightning strike from the recent storms could be ignited with drier and windier conditions, so always keep an eye out and your nose out for smoke, and report it into dispatch if you see anything. Friday night, mostly clear with a low around 58 degrees. And a hot start to August. On Saturday, sunny again with a high near 90. Saturday night, partly cloudy and a low around 59. Repeat for Sunday, sunny with a high near 90. Sunday night, mostly clear and a low around 59. And Monday, sunny with a high near 90. Monday night, mostly clear and a low around 59. And now, back to the news. There's been the announcement by the Dolores County Sheriff's Department hosting another open carry class. From their Facebook page, it reads, quote, the Dolores County Sheriff's Office will be conducting a concealed carry permit class on August 1st and August 2nd, 2020. August 1st will start with an 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. course at the Public Service Center. Please bring the gun you plan to carry with no live ammunition. And August 2nd will be at the Dolores County Shooting Range, which is at the fairgrounds. Bring 100 rounds of ammunition. There are 20 slots available, and you must be a resident who can show proof of residency in Dolores County to attend. As of this morning, I was told there is just one more spot available. The sign-in sheet will be at the Sheriff's Office. Please call to be put on the list. They look forward to your attendance. They say thank you and take care, and their number is 970-677-2257. That's 2257 for dispatch. And to follow up, if you don't necessarily want to carry your gun in a concealed manner, but you can open carry, know the rules before you head out the door. As written on denvercriminaldefense.com, on their website, they share that, quote, in Colorado, we love our guns. Fortunately, our state is one of the most reasonable ones out there regarding gun laws. However, any weapons charges resulting from illegal possession or carrying of a firearm are still harshly prosecuted, so it is important to know the law. Colorado is an open carry state, meaning that people here may carry a non-concealed firearm. However, there are a few important restrictions regarding what kind of firearms can be carried and by whom. Further, some Colorado cities have outlawed open carry. Below, we cover what you should know about open carry in Colorado, including restrictions and exceptions to the open carry law, and also the consequences you could face for Colorado weapons crimes related to violating open carry laws. So in Colorado, any adult 18 years of age or over in good legal standing is generally allowed to enjoy open carry benefits, with a few exceptions noted below. No license or permit is required to open carry in Colorado. Your Colorado permit to carry a concealed weapon is unrelated to Colorado open carry. However, if you do have a concealed carry license, you may carry weapons both openly and concealed anywhere not prohibited by law. Colorado also has minimal restrictions on issuing concealed carry permits. It is a must-issue concealed carry permit state. This means that the state must issue a concealed carry permit to anyone 21 years of age or over who is not prohibited from firearm possession by law. It's also worth noting that Colorado does not require a permit to purchase firearms, nor does it require registration of firearms. The following individuals are prohibited from open carrying in Colorado: those minors under 18 if the firearm carried is a handgun; persons who are legally prohibited from firearm ownership, for example, convicted felons; persons who are subject to a Colorado protective order that prohibits possession of firearms; and residents of other states that do not have gun reciprocity with Colorado. Generally speaking, if you are allowed to possess a firearm, you are allowed to open carry in locations where open carry is permitted. And what exactly does that mean? Firearms are prohibited in certain locations. Moreover, under Colorado's, quote, home rule law, municipalities may prohibit open carry. Specifically, you are not permitted to open carry in the following locations: on federal property, for example, a courthouse, airport, post office, or federally subsidized housing; a public transportation facility, unless the gun is not loaded; the grounds of public and private schools and universities; any local business or organization that prohibits firearms, which will be denoted on entryway into the premises; and Denver or other municipalities like Denver that prohibit open carry. Weapons laws in national parks and forests are also important to understand because they are somewhat complex. These locations are popular recreation sites, so it is expected that Coloradans would wish to carry firearms for sporting purposes. However, they are also federal property, so firearms are restricted to some extent. In Colorado national parks, firearms are allowed with exception to buildings or locations defined as federal facilities, where federal employees are frequently present. This could include visitor centers, administrative offices, and maintenance buildings. These facilities will be clearly marked with signs at all public entrances which denote that firearms are prohibited. You may carry a weapon in Colorado National Forest so long as the weapon is not discharged within 150 yards of an occupied area, near a forest development road, or in a manner that could expose persons or property to injury. Because open carry is legal in Colorado, there are no penalties for openly carrying a firearm in most cases. However, weapons charges can result from the following: open carrying when you are legally prohibited from firearm possession, open carrying in Denver or another city where open carry is banned, open carrying in a location where firearms are prohibited, for example, those federal property sites or a school, and open carrying a prohibited weapon, for example, a machine gun, short shotgun, or short rifle. Sentencing and penalties for Colorado weapons charges depend on prior violations. The first offense is a Class 2 misdemeanor, $250 to $1,000 fine, or 3 to 12 months in jail. And the second offense within 5 years of another Colorado gun charge could be a Class 5 felony, 1 to 3 years in prison with 2 years of mandatory parole and $1,000 to $10,000 worth of fines. So that's a summary and not legal advice for how open carry works in our state. The best way to assure that every gun owner operates his or her firearm safely is through education and training. There are various ranges and experts in and around the area that are available to help on that front. And it's finally come to a town near you: the 5G tower concern and debate. The Journal reports on the current potential situation near Bancas. It's good to do some research and really understand the ins and outs of what the 5G microwave towers contribute to a community, to the good or bad. It's your discernment, based on reading more than just the headlines, to come to your own decision on whether you would support this in your area or not. With a file photo shown here, the Journal article reports a new 40-foot tower on Jackson Gulch Dam at Mancos State Park aims to transmit data from the reservoir to the Mancos Water Conservancy District in real time to reduce water loss. But some residents doubt that it is the tower's real purpose, given its size and location. The Bureau of Reclamation is working with the Mancos Water Conservancy District on the tower's construction, which was set to begin last week, but calls from residents temporarily halted construction and led to a community meeting with the Bureau on Tuesday night. Kelly Fuenzalida of Mancos, who lives about a quarter mile from the proposed tower site, said 40 feet seemed excessive. For Fuenzalida and others in an adjacent neighborhood, the tower appeared to be a staging area for expanding internet access as well as potential 5G cellular technology. Fuenzalida said that she suspects the project, billed under the guise of water efficiency, is, quote, publicly funded for privatized gain for local internet providers such as Nimbus Solutions. Quote, I'm not against progress, but I'm for reasonable progress, Fuenzalida said. The Bureau of Reclamation did not give formal public notice or allow for public comment about the project. Quote, it felt underhanded and sneaky, said Susan House, who also lives in the neighborhood next to the site. She said the tower would disrupt, quote, the beautiful scenery of the state park and could reduce the value of her home. Ernie Roem, spokesman for the Bureau of Reclamation, said that the agency followed National Environmental Policy Act procedures by moving forward without public comment. The tower would be part of the existing Jackson Reservoir project with a, quote, small physical footprint and physical scope, so it does not qualify for public comment, Rome said. The meeting on Tuesday evening was informational and was not required, he said. But residents like Fuenzalida don't consider the tower to be small in size or scope. Quote, we live rural for a reason, Fuenzalida said. She said she was concerned that the tower could open up Mancos State Park to additional development and a, quote, hyper-connected community. The Bureau of Reclamation said it has not factored broadband development into the project and has not received a formal proposal for an internet access project. If the agency received a proposal, Rome said, it would review the proposal according to standard procedures. Broadband is not an existing part of the Jackson Reservoir project, so any development related to broadband would go through a notice and comment period, Rome said. He added that the agency has considered public health effects of the tower. Residents also expressed concern about the possibility of long-term exposure to radiation from the tower. Quote, the Federal Communications Commission, or FCC, hasn't updated its guidelines for assessment of health for over 40 years, Fuenzalida said. Similar towers have been associated with increased risk of cancer because of high wave and high frequency output, House said. According to the American Cancer Society, there's no strong evidence that exposure to radio frequency waves causes noticeable health effects. However, quote, most expert organizations agree that more research is needed, particularly when considering long-term effects, the organization's website states. Neighborhood residents Dan and Diane St. Hilaire said that they moved to Mancos with their daughter because she was sensitive to electromagnetic frequency from radio towers. She wears a metallic hat to protect her from brain damage, Diane St. Hilaire said. The arguments seemed to sway Mancos farmer Scott Hauk, who said the tower, quote, doesn't seem worth it, even though his livelihood relies on the water in the dam. Residents also expressed concern that the tower would pose a wildfire hazard. Quote, the fire department said they might not come in here and save us because of their inability to get in and out quickly, House said. The dam area is residents' only efficient way out in case of a wildfire. And if lightning strikes the large metal tower, it could ignite a wildfire that blocks the only egress, Fuenzalida said. Quote, this is rural America. We moved here for a reason, Dan St. Hilaire said. You're trying to bring high-tech, high data here. Well, we don't want it. According to the Bureau of Reclamation, the agency intends to move forward with the tower project as it applies to monitoring the dam, as it does not require public comment or consent. Rome said he would communicate residents' concerns with agency leaders based in Grand Junction. And in more peace officer policing sheriff news, our Dolores County Sheriff's Roundup for the week of July 20th through the 26th, 2020, it was extremely light. Deputies responded to a report of suspicious activity and arrested Shay LaRue on felony charges. A theft from a residence was reported in Cajon. The sheriff's office is investigating. A local business reported a possible abandoned vehicle, arrested Velvet Gore on a Mesa County warrant. A county resident was warned about burning trash in a trash pit, and Dolores County, by the way, is still under an active fire ban, and no open fires are allowed in any part of Dolores County. If you have any questions, please contact the Dolores County Sheriff's Office. And a community note on this same sort of topic for the day. Community members in association with the Dove Creek Chamber are coordinating a voluntary cruise to Back the Blues, and all first responders on this Friday evening, July 31st at 7 p.m. Come out and show your support for our local officers and firefighters, ambulance and EMT, and search and rescue. These are the people going into the situation when the public is headed out for safety. It is, of course, the personal responsibility for everyone to remain safe during the cruise in all ways. There's no set gathering space as we remain under a state health disaster emergency, though, by the way, the county resolution expired back on June 15th. Please respect each other for the best health of our community overall, and support our local businesses, which will be offering various specials on Friday night to support the Back the Blue theme. Flags and signs are welcome. The usual turnarounds are at the creek down by the rock and at the chamber office at the west end of town. We'll see you there. And check out our Facebook page, which is DCTV Daily News, for updates and links about all of these stories, and where you can also watch the program replay along with news links and stories of local interest. And you too can share other events or news there and join in on the conversation. This is your local community TV station, so if you have something you would like to share, contact us. The email is dcbnnews@gmail.com, or call us at 970-677-4119 and leave a message. Thank you for tuning in to DCTV Daily News. Programs are broadcast Monday through Friday with replays online on our YouTube channel, or you can watch it on the DCTV Daily News page on Facebook. And if you like the program, please do like and follow us there on Facebook and share it with your family and friends. This has been a production of DCTV for the DCTV Daily News program out of Dove Creek, Colorado, USA. I'm Kendra Cook. Again, thank you for watching and have a great day.